Welcome to Pathways to Success at PGCC. And now here's your host, Professor G.
Greetings, I'm Professor G. Mark Ray, and welcome to another episode of Pathways to Success at Prince George's Community College, where we talk about choosing a pathway at PGCC to achieve academic, employment, and life goals. This is the spot where we get real with alums, students, and professors about their journey towards a specific pathway to personal and professional success. And in this episode, we're going to analyze the road to complete a degree or transfer to a four-year institution. And joining us right now are Leslie Miller. Thank you for hanging out with us and joining us. And also one of our students, one of the illustrious owls, I might add, Sade Davis, who had the opportunity to introduce the president. Now, let's just stop right there, okay? Because in the myriad of life experiences that most students will have on campus, few ever will have had the chance to introduce a sitting president. So I'll start with you on your pathway to success, which to me seems to get an incredible jump start by introducing the commander-in-chief.
Yeah, it was definitely a great opportunity. It was mind-blowing to have gotten a call. I didn't know initially who I was going to be introducing. I just got a phone call, said, hey, we're going to have someone here. We have a special guest, and we think you'll be the perfect person to do the introduction.
So when did you get that call? The day of?
48 hours before it happened, yep.
Okay.
So then the special guest turned into a dignitary, and then about 24 hours before, the dignitary became Joe Biden. And I was like, oh, okay, great. Yeah, sure. I mean, it could have been anybody. I still would have done it. But because I love the school and any chance that I have to show my owl pride and represent PGCC in a great way, I'm definitely going to step to the plate and do it. But having the opportunity to introduce Joe Biden was like, wow.
Yeah, that's an incredible life-changing moment, and
Yeah.
we are certainly changing the lives here at Prince George's Community College. So, Leslie, let me ask you, what are the first steps that interested students should take at PGCC to start strategizing their academic success and their life after college?
I would say that the first step would be to get in touch with your advisor. So what we have is we actually have advisors that work within specific pathways. So if you're interested in a certain pathway, whether it's allied health, education, technology, we have advisors who are skilled and trained in that area. Start there, and they can actually help you to build the building blocks and get started on the right track.
Sade, how is the advising department here, if you will, impacted you in terms of helping you start a path to success?
Oh, man. I have nothing but great things to say about advising from day one when I first started as, okay, I'm going to stick my pinky toe into school. I just want to take one class. That was my whole process. I said, I want to take one class. That's all I want to do. And from the door, just speaking to one of my general advisors, he was like, are you sure? Is that what you want to do? Because as we just talked and got a personal relationship, he could hear that the one class was just something that I was doing just to, again, stick my toe in the water. But he could feel through our conversation that I had greater aspirations than to become a part-time student. And then once I got into the school and got with some other advisors on a specific pathway, those advisors have been phenomenal to make sure that I'm taking my proper classes, just to see how I'm doing day to day. They would just check in like, hey, girl, hey, all right, fall semester's over. What you thinking about spring? You want to take extra class? You want to do this? You want to do that? So they have been really, really instrumental at my time here.
And it's interesting that you bring that up because you start talking about developing personal relationships with somebody that's leading you. How important is that personal relationship, that feeling, that bonding that you have?
It's very important. I can give a shout out to Miss Nicole Stubbs right now because she was one of the people who I leaned on heavily when I came into PGCC and wanted to do health studies. And as we created a personal bond and developed, and she would just come out to different events. I'm also with the Women of Wisdom program, and she would do pop-ups at our on-campus events. And she'd be like, hey, Sade, how's it going? How's classes going? Is this still the route that you want to go? And then just talking to her just in regular conversation, not even conversations about what classes. She could just understand the things that I was going through, my desires to move into public health. And she was like, oh, wait a minute, public health, we have that here. Let's get on my calendar so we can talk. So that personal relationship absolutely helped steer me in the right direction and still is till this moment.
And Leslie, can you talk about how the great advisors really do go that extra mile? They really are arguably the most compassionate people on campus when it comes time to setting life goals.
They are. A lot of them utilize what's called appreciative advising, which makes us really dig deeper and ask those questions and find out how our students are doing, what's affecting what they're taking. If they've got personal family obligations that are affecting what they're taking, how we can build it out so that they can still reach their goals.
And in many respects, you also have to be like mom and them, so to speak. Somebody stepping out of line just a little bit, not following through. Talk about that almost like maternal quality, if you will, or fraternal in the case of men, that you have with your kids because you're coaching them up.
I mean, we do every now and again. If we catch a student, and if you have that personal relationship, you can do that. If we catch a student, maybe might have been slipping into class a little bit. We're going to ask the hard questions, but we're also going to make sure that we encourage you and let you know that this is what you can do to move forward. This might have been a hiccup, but you can overcome that hiccup, and we can kind of keep moving. Give the tough love, but we give a little the love with the tough. So.
Right, exactly, because you're a life coach. And great coaches coach with tough love. And that brings me to like the internship thing, Leslie. And I wanted to get your thoughts on, the professional growth opportunities that the internships provide for students that that they need to really be aware of, because that's arguably the biggest part of the academic process.
So most of our we have it's a certain group of programs that are required to do an internship. But outside of that, if you have any type of program of study, you can do an internship. We have a whole career services and internships area that works with students. Once you get about 15 credits or so, you can start exploring that. My main thing is get in touch with your advisor. They can kind of point you in the right direction. We're doing resume reviews, mock interviews to kind of prepare students for this. So get in touch with your advisors if you haven't already and talk to them about that career internship aspect. It's very, very important if you're looking to explore, find out if this is what you want to be in or not. This is like that hands-on that you get to actually do it to see if this is really something that you want to do.
How often, Sade, do you check in with your advisor? I mean, is it a constant, once a week, every other week? How does that work for you from a student's perspective?
Initially, it was more on the recommended, maybe once or twice a semester. But again, going back to those personal bonds, if I'm just running across campus, I see you in the building, anytime I can interact with any of my current advisors or past advisors, because we have that relationship, it's a moment. It's a moment, and we'll talk about personal things, and we'll talk about school things, and just like she said, when you know that your student has something going on in your life, the advisor will be like, okay, I understand what you have going on. Let's try and navigate that together. I had a death in my family, and my advisors and my professors worked hand in hand to make sure that I was still successful in that semester navigating a close family member's death, and I came out on top.
And talk about how that has eased your anxieties to the academic process.
My gosh. Yes, it eased my anxiety a lot. You don't know coming into the building who you're going to meet and how they're going to affect your life. And then you can hear horror stories just from other people who may go to another college. Oh, my advisor was crappy and they set me up and I had to take extra classes and you got to make sure you talk to the right people. And being on pins and needles when you go to sit down. And when I started, we were still in a virtual component. So I didn't even get the face-to-face. I was on Zoom. So I was just kind of like at home, like, oh, gosh, what is this going to look like? And they tell you, have your driver's license, have your student ID. And I'm like, do I even have these things? It's the pandemic. I don't know. But I still got a warm embrace, even over Zoom. They made it very seamless and very flawless, and being personable helped that to fall right off. The anxiety was gone. It was preconceived, but it was gone once I met my advisors.
Yeah, because the pandemic was a challenge that nobody could.
Right. We didn't see it coming.
Yeah, there was no game plan for that. You know?
Nope.
So I think we all did learn a lot from that experience. So they describe some of the outside classroom learning experiences, such as workshops and internships that you've done through the advisors here at PGCC.
Okay, I'll do another shameless plug for the Women of Wisdom program, because I've had a lot of interactions with the advisors on those levels coming into the on-campus and virtual event spaces that we've had, and being able to see them because they set up personal spots for us to come in, to talk, to they will say, hey, what's your student ID number? Pull up your transcripts, see what you need, talk about where you want to go, where you're headed, what you're thinking, and then set you up and tell you, hey, I know this amazing program. You might want to reach out to this person or someone like me, because I'm always talking to my professors. Hey, so I talked to Dr. Such and Such or Professor Such and Such, and they said this could be a good opportunity. What do you think? And the young ladies that I've had the opportunity to work with under the health science program, those advisors have been very influential with pointing me in the right directions and connecting me with my professors, or even just saying, hey, this might not be your specific professor, but I know someone who knows the program that you need or the activity that you might want to join, and they'll shoot an email and CC me on it. And now that's a connection that I have on campus because I never knew that professor or advisor or whomever the faculty member is in the first place.
Advisors building bridges.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
And so let's get your perspective on how important that is, Leslie, to be able to help a student who is effectively new to the game build a bridge to success.
Basically, the goal of the advisors is just to make the students to be dependent, self-reliant on themselves. We don't want them to always have to come to us, and to build everything every single time. Our job is to drop a lot of information, share information with them, and then help them to be able to build and grow on their own. Because at some point, they're going to leave us. Mm-hmm. They're going to go to a 4-year institution. They're going to go into a career. And we want them to be able to do this stuff themselves. But it's really important for us, especially at a community college, to kind of help them to build those building blocks and know what it is that they need to do, know the responsibility of doing it. And so that's what a lot of the advisors in our area do.
All right, I don't mean to throw you this curveball, but I got to ask you a little bit, because one of the innovative programs is that dual enrollment thing where you've got students who are working towards high school diplomas as well as earning credits towards their associate's degree. Seems like it's an enormous challenge. You got to be really disciplined and really focused. But what are the advantages of that to the student?
The advantages are they're coming in with their Englishes already completed. They're coming in with a lot of their general education requirements already done. So they can hit the ground running doing classes within their major, within their program of study. Those psychology, those higher level psychologies, higher level computer courses. And so by the time they are here with us, they're only here with us for maybe like a year, if that tops, and then they're able to either graduate, transfer over to another institution, and they end up looking really good to these other institutions because they've already got college credits. So not only did they graduate from high school, but they got these college credits. So they're sparkling.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the shine is certainly on PGCC these days, and Sade, one of our rising stars, looking to do it. Where are you going after here?
I have 2 options right now. I have already been accepted into Howard University and
HU.
Okay.
You know.
And to Bowie State University. So yeah. Okay.
Ooh,
Gotta keep it in PG, right? Gorgeous Prince George.
How about that? Well, it's great to see, what's happening at PGCC, because like I say all the time, it's the best kept secret in the county with all the things that are going on right now. So if you had an endorsement right now, I'll give you 15 seconds. Your best sales pitch as a soon-to-be alum of PGCC. What makes it great?
What makes PGCC great is the opportunity, the faculty, the staff, and of course the students. PGCC can't be great without us, so come on in.
I couldn't have said it better myself. Sade, best of luck in the
Thank you.
future.
Thank you.
Congratulations
Thank
on
you
what you
so
achieved.
much.
Leslie's been a pleasure.
Thank you.
Let's get together and do it again. I am Mark Gray, and I want to thank you for joining us here on this edition of Pathways to Success at PGCC. You know, you got to remember that in order to be a success in the future starts now, and it starts here at PGCC. Till next time, I'm Professor G, and I will see you on campus.
Thank you for watching Pathways to Success at PGCC. For more information about Pathways at the college, visit our website at www.pgcc.edu.